Hello, everyone. We're back in the festival, Food Fest, and we have the pleasure to have some students from Esthe that will present their work. And Ricardo Bonacho will lead the session and will also be with their students. So it's a pleasure for me to invite you to see their work. Welcome.
Hello. Hola, buenos días, Gastón. Muchas gracias. Buenos días a todos. Hoy estoy aquí también con mi colega Mariana desde la mañana en las sesiones anteriores para presentar a los proyectos de los estudiantes de dos másteres distintos de la Escuela de Hostelería y Turismo de Estoril. Es un placer estar aquí con vosotros y principalmente con Mariana, que también siguió los proyectos de nuestros estudiantes de maestrado en Food Design de Food Design, sí, donde aportó una visión y experiencia de una cultura diferente al desarrollo de sus proyectos. Contamos aquí con presentaciones de dos proyectos de dos másteres distintos. Por un lado, el máster de innovación en artes culinarias, que pretende cursar estudios en la área de la gastronomía y artes culinarias, y el máster en diseño de alimentos, que siendo también una oferta formativa en Portugal nueva, busca a través de un enfoque holístico de la alimentación generar un impacto en el sector alimentario. Los estudiantes presentan su proyecto final de curso, donde las metodologías de diseño tienen un papel importante aquí en el desarrollo de los productos, servicios y experiencias que vamos a ver, y con diferentes objetivos. Lo que buscamos es que en todos estos cursos y proyectos crear profesionales conscientes que puedan ser actores en el cambio del sistema alimentario. Y vamos a empezar con la estudiante Ana Torres del Máster de Innovación en Artes Culinarias. Puedes empezar, Ana.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Anna, and I'm here to present the work I've been developing in the course of my Master in Innovation and Science and Culinary Arts. One of the most important features of my work is related to the product development process. I challenge myself to do something that's not always successful, innovating a traditional icon from the Portuguese gastronomy. In order to overcome that, I search for guidance in academic works. As I said before, this project is about product development, but not only, it's also about the creative process of product development in the gastronomy area. We were challenged to create a product in the Mediterranean diet context, so I decided to create an innovative queijada. To preserve a gastronomic heritage, creating an innovative brand for millennials who equally value tradition and innovation, at exclusive stores and online, now, and oriented by the Mediterranean diet principles such as balanced proportions and seasonal ingredients. Queijadas are a small cake of the pastry type, consisting of two distinct parts, the outer layer of thin dough and the filling, which is made with fresh cheese, eggs, flour, and a little cinnamon. In the local language, the crumb. The exact recipe of each manufacturer remains secret. In this project, I learned that I was really interested in the creative process and almost became obsessed about it. One of the subjects that intrigued me the most was the idea generation. And yet, with all the research, it still feels like diving with the sharks. As we shall know, the Mediterranean diet involves a set of skills, knowledge, rituals, symbols, and traditions concerning crops, harvesting, fishing, cooking, and particularly the sharing and consumption of food. Eating together is the foundation of the cultural identity. Queijadas 2.0 are not intended to be a direct competition of the traditional ones. They use differentiated cheeses and innovative techniques appropriated for the final result. Now it's time for R&D. On one hand, I did a lot of research on ingredients and food chemistry and came with several conclusions. On the other hand, I realized that I needed to go further and redefine the shape. One of the things that helped me a lot was to do a survey of the competition's products. To do so, I chose several products from brands strongly linked to innovation. I mainly analyzed labels and designs of products that inspired the conception phase. Before arriving at the final product, there was a series of tests, and fortunately, not all of them went well. After the conclusion of the project, I increasingly value the tests with unsatisfactory results, which forced me to do more and more research. Furthermore, the negative results have led me to conclude that it would be extremely useful if I could come with some formula for the new queijadas, like the definition of the traditional ones that I have presented you before. The positive results of the tests start to appear as soon as I finalize the formula and the new design. Each queijada is composed of 2 biscuits, the crumb, and the fillings, where the flavors are defined. In this research, I found an article that was determined in the direction of the project that dealt with how pastry or culinary chefs design sensory complexity, which conclusions were taken in each one of the components of the new queijadas. This project is integrated in all disciplines of the master's degrees, in each one of them, there was a practical and theoretical framework of the various problems related to our product, such as food safety, nutritional value, and sensory analysis. The spirit of the brand conceived for the new queijadas is based on the traditional ones, intending only to reinvent it. For any Portuguese people, queijadas are part of their memories, even though they continue to eat them, and that's their magic. As much as the traditional queijadas, the new versions are all about sharing. It's this sharing that is so characteristic of the Mediterranean diet lifestyle that is intended to preserve, believing that transformation and innovation can play a fundamental role. Finally, let's talk about the brand. Recreio is a Portuguese word that means an area used for outdoor play or recreation, especially by children, and often containing recreational equipment such as slides and swings. Thank you so much.
Gracias. Thank you, Ana. Now we'll move to the presentation of Ana Lins, student from the Master in Food Design. And
hi. Thank you, Ricardo. You can, okay. We were asked to think about future food scenarios as a starting idea. This question about taste memories was my starting point, the problem around which my design thinking process started. And I have also been observing through time that my students don't have taste memories anymore. They can't recognize a good product from good origins. They don't know the real flavor that ingredients should have. And without that, how are they supposed to construct good dishes? So evidence shows that family structure has been changing since the 70s. Mothers started to work outside the house, losing the traditional relation between food and family time. And there is no longer a transfer of skills from mother to child. No one learns to cook at home. In most cases, there is no mother or grandmother there anymore to teach. So now young adults are kind of lost in the kitchen. They no longer have the ability of navigating safely the kitchen space. Cooking students are arriving today at university without any hard skills whatsoever, none of the basis. We need to really start from zero. So the theoretical framing of my project was based on 2 calls to action. The 2015 United Nations SDGs goals, which has zero hunger on the second point, and the 2019 Lancet Commission report on healthy diets from sustainable food system that has education on these subjects on the 4th goal. So chefs are now seen as experts and have their opinions heard. Then Barbara refers to our plates as tools of designing ecosystems. So chefs are trendsetters. They change foodscapes with their choices. They have responsibility. We need to teach future chefs on that subjects. So my project became a food literacy tool, a deck of cards that would help the process of teaching culinary contents. My name, Tasting Memories, came from my starting question, and graphically the whole project has this duality of old and new, old knowledge with new students and new youngsters. These are the ingredient cards. They have the name of the ingredient, the plate portion of each ingredient, seasonality, so we can match with each other, aroma type to combine flavors, and a QR code to link to more information that wouldn't fit the space of the cards. After the ingredient cards, I felt that the teaching method needed to be shook up. For some time now, I have been using design thinking strategies in my classes with excellent results. So I started to develop 2 decks of cards, one for the teaching of skills and another one to create empathy scenarios. My skill deck has a QR code for more information about skills. These 2 have each 12 cards. The basic deck has steam, deep fry, gratin. The advanced one has like fermentation, sous vide, espuma. These cards are more graphic. The design is halfway between the ingredients deck and the empathy deck. This deck, the empathy, was built to develop empathy scenarios to help ideation and design thinking games. It has 29 cards, so target audience, sustainability, type of service, moment you're eating, type of diet, if it's health or religion related, type of product. And with this, we can randomly create scenarios. The QR code in the ingredient and skill card links to this PDF with filtered information. So Generation Z, which is my public, is at ease with having access to loads of information in the net, but they have access to so much that they have difficulty distinguishing the good from the bad. This helps them. Then I felt it was necessary for a student notebook to write down the memories. When they do visits, they have a part where they can do a service safari. They have ideation for design thinking. They have a place to register exercises with ingredients, with flavor intensities and results. And then I developed the student's journey, which starts with creating memories and ends with students being able to offer food experience as professionals. We go from learning the raw material to cooking methods, and then lastly, learning to be creating and confident with the knowledge that we got. I designed the final experience with students for 6 days with 3 stages. They started with farm visits, then a butchery class with a professional butcher, and then a daily visit to farmers market where they had the responsibility to choose the ingredients they would use for the cooking class. Then we did the exhaustion exercises, which is observation, drawing, applying all cooking techniques possible for that ingredient, and then writing down results and sharing with colleagues. So the individual knowledge each one acquired could reinforce the collective knowledge of the whole group. So in the last day, we did ideation exercises using the empathy cards and design thinking classical games. We did it to empower their choices and to start to build on their library of knowledge, building them confidence and tools to be self-sufficient, which is something they are missing. So this is an example of one of those challenges I gave the group. They got a la carte, lunch, celiac disease customer. They had to use steam and pickling as techniques, and they had to apply root to leaf as a sustainability. Each group worked on a proposal, presented, got inputs from colleagues, and then refined the proposal. The result was steamed broccoli florets, pickled broccoli stems, stuffed squid with tentacles and broccoli leaves, then grilled, cornbread and olives as a side, coriander oil seasoning. And they also did a tempura with leftover squid legs and a squid ink and lemon mayonnaise with the ink that came in the squids. So there is still space on the project to develop much more, like an extra group of cards for processed ingredients as cheese, jamon, canned fruit, etc. And also the development of a teacher's booklet with games and activity suggestions. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Annalise. Now we'll go to the presentation of Joao. Okay, Joao, let's go.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Joao, and I'm a student of a Master's in Innovation in Science and Culinary Arts. And my project consists of creating a vegetable burger from an unknown species of bean, Cheshire, or in English, grass pea. Taking into account the theme, I had two guidelines that I would like to investigate and combat: the excessive consumption of meat, which is getting worse, and finding an alternative to soy due to its harms in agriculture. This mind map was made to investigate the product's roots, its history and tradition. And with this, I discovered that this bean is not only in our country. There are more than 150 varieties around the world. The concept of this product is based on the creation of a new texturized vegetable protein, because the current one on the market is detrimental to sustainability. But the main goal is to make the population aware of the reduction in meat consumption. And the best way is to present an alternative product to animal protein. So our plan is to present a much cleaner and sustainable protein. Through the process of texturization, we can obtain an immense variety of products. Why grass pea? This bean was very present in the recipes of our ancestors. But due to advances in the food industry and the discovery of anti-nutritional compounds, it was lost in time. Today is not known and it's slowly being forgotten. So, to reach the desired result, several hypotheses were developed through the use of texturizers, gelling agents, and thickeners, and the introduction of air in the various mixtures, so that we could reach a similar product present on the market shelves. But after many negative results, we managed to have a product with characteristics similar to meat, through the use of two products, gel burger and methyl cellulose, bisosa ingredients. We didn't get the result we wanted, TVP, texturized vegetable protein, which would certainly increase its longevity. We couldn't reach it due to the lack of machinery to study the product's development. So we improvised with our own methods by creating new processes. Regarding anti-nutritional compounds, the most important is the neurotoxin, which was thought to be extremely dangerous. But current studies say that in order to even manifest the consequences, it is necessary to consume an excessive amount. The production of the bean itself, it's very simple. It starts in April and takes 4 months to be harvested. It does not need fertilizers, and its water consumption does not exceed 4,000 liters per kilo of production. So now we have to realize that this can be compared from the point of view of production. Soybean production needs more than twice as much water consumption, 9,000 liters per kilo of production, and needs exact quantities of specific fertilizers. In other words, if they administrate large quantities of fertilizers, the soils will become intoxicated, compromising future productions. If they administrate smaller amounts, the production will drain all the nutrients that the soil have, compromising their health. This product was created for 3 segments: vegetarians and vegans, in order to obtain a new product with better price quality, and those who value sustainability, reducing excessive meat consumption by introducing plant-based products, and for athletes who pay attention to the consumption of protein for training, thus presenting a new vegetable base with so much protein but much less fat than the soy products in the market. So this is the final product that has the job to change minds. From this product, I intend to help educate our future generations by presenting a product that now is almost insignificant. So, if the objective is to educate, the building of the brand is also important. The name of the brand has to cause an impact, as we can see. And by seeing the product, the first thought has to be, is it really made of beans? And so that the brand is not just for this product, the intention will be in the future to take gain of the versatility of texturized vegetable protein by presenting several possibilities such as hot dogs, sausages, mince TVP, and many others. With a small innovation, probably we can take advantage of the products that we already have in our hands. We just forgot about them, just like this one. So let's change our course and start thinking further. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, Joao, for your presentation. Now we'll move to Conceiçao. Okay.
Good morning. My name is Conceiçao. I'm a student at the Food Design Master, and my project is about food therapy concerning mental health. I call it neura because neura in Portuguese reflects a very bad state of mind, a very bad mood. So the idea is to fight the neura with food. I designed a program based on workshops that combine psychology session and cooking workshops. When I first thought about this, I realized that traditionally the treatments combine psychiatry and medication. And the idea was to substitute the medication for food. But I know this is a very controversial theme, so I promote this program as a sensorial experience more than a health service. The first program I did was about tobacco addiction. It was a group therapy based on conviviality, sharing, and empathy as a concept. And how can food help people who are trying to stop smoking? Food can help because it can help to improve the mood, it can help to control the weight gain, and it can help in the nicotine detox process. And what kinds of food are we talking about? We are talking about mainly fruits and vegetables. We are talking about legumes, nuts. We are talking about fat fish and seafood. And we are also talking about dark chocolate. All these foods, they have lots of nutrients who help in the brain functioning. I started the experience, the first experience, with this image and with a tobacco speech, the tobacco itself, talking with the smokers and try to provoke them some reaction. It was the mode for the psychologist to start a psychology session. In this first session, the psychologist asked the group to do some exercises to go back to memories and to explore the emotions they felt when they first smoked the first cigarette, and then to see what are the emotions they feel now when they continue to smoke. It was a moment to share their life stories, and the idea was to create empathy between the group. Then when this psychology session finished, we started with the cooking workshop. The cooking workshop starts with a game, a blind game. They have to close their eyes and try to guess 4 foods. The idea was to test the smell and the taste, once these are the 2 senses more affected by the tobacco addiction. The idea is to repeat this exercise with different foods in the following sessions in order to see the evolution, testing the smell and the taste. Then after this exercise, we had to start preparing the drinks for the workshop. And it's very important for people who stop smoking to drink a lot of water in order to hydrate their mind and their body. And if you put some fruits and vegetables in the water, you can give it the antioxidant power we need it to help in the nicotine detox process. It's very important not to use alcohol or coffee in the workshop because these 2 drinks will remind them the need to smoke a cigarette. So after the drinks, we also start to do the food. And the first dish was inspired in the Jester edition. Most of the smokers, when they stop smoking, they need to have always something in their hand, between their fingers. That's why they need to be always eating something. So the idea was, if they want to eat something healthy, and we prepare a beetroot hummus with a variety of vegetables in the shape of sticks. This is a very easy snack. Something that you can have in the fridge all the time, and every time you feel hunger, you can eat these vegetables with the hummus beetroot.
Sorry, doesn't know what happened. Conceiçao, are you there? Okay. Is Conceiçao connected? No. Okay, so we'll give the opportunity to Conceiçao to finish their presentation. Now we'll move to Lassalete. Are you there, Lassalete?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, let's go started. Okay.
Okay. Hello, my name is Lassalete. I'm a master's student in innovation and science and culinary arts. My project consists in application of quince in salted products by fermentation. The master challenge was to create a service, product, or experience based on Mediterranean diet, one of the best diets in the world due to its variety. Became popular because individuals show low rates of heart disease, chronic disease, and obesity. Mediterranean diet is a cultural model, a lifestyle that focuses on all grains, good fats like fish, olive oil, nuts, vegetable, fruits, fish, and very low consumption of any fish, non-fish meat. Values spending time with eating with family. I chose quince because the part of the is part of the fruit and vegetable group, and undervalued to explore its versatility, often used in marmalades, and is sustainable product, seasonal product, and presents great nutritional benefits. Our diet must include 30% of fruits and vegetables. They provide high sets of vitamins, minerals, fiber, and water fundamental to the function of our organisms. They should be, the quinces represent a sustainable value. They do not require very fertile land. Nutrition value because the quince pulp contains sugar, pectin, amino acids, vitamin C, essential oils, phenolic compounds, and organic acids. Apply quinces because they are very rich fruit, very aromatic, to explore its versatility beyond what is done through fermentation process, for people who enjoy fermented products, to market, to grow gourmet stores and supplies. Apply quinces to fermentation process. Fermentation is any metabolic process in which microorganisms activity creates a desirable change in food and beverage. We have lactic acid fermentation. Lactic acid bacteria are vital to producing in preserving inexpensive, wholesome foods. This method makes sauerkraut, pickles, kimchi, and sourdough. Acid fermentation, starch and sugars from grains and fruits can taste like sour vinegar and condiments. Fermentation, because it decreases the conservation by producing lactic acids and enriches quinces vitamins. The idealization process was not easy. Present the idea and share the idea, listen to opinions, inquire target audience, retain it, and improve failures. The experience involves selecting the best quinces and other ingredients, precisely cutting them and cooking them, experimenting with other foods to see what they make a good pairing. Try 2 ingredients to make a perfect match. Validation by applying knowledge from classes in master, like food safety, to see if the product is safe. For studying the final nutritional profile and making a sensorial analysis of the both. Creating a brand, working on a packaging, now how to communicate the products, thinking of it in the tagline, that what slogan can we use to stay in people's minds. I made chutney with the quinces, how to present it with little chunks or a smooth cream, thinking how people would like to and where they would eat them. What about a black pillow, a puffed dough with squid ink, a smooth chutney puree with a fine slice of brie cheese? It's an idea. The pickled quince is sweet and sour, good for pairing with pork meat. It cleans the palate, makes you salivate, and leaves a pleasant taste in the mouth. Fermented foods are rich in probiotics, beneficial microorganisms that help maintain healthy guts, so that we can extract nutrients from fruit. So we made a strawberry kvass. It's a fermented drink, very aromatic, with a little sweet. The real kvass is a Russian fermented beverage made from black or regular rye bread. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Lassalete. Is Conceiçao there for finishing her presentation? No? Okay, let's go move to Maria Joao because we are out of time. So are you ready, Maria Joao?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So hello, everybody. My name is Maria Joao. I'm from the Masters in Food Design from Esthe. So can a book save the world? This was my first question when I started this project. Can a book about food make a change in our food conscience and our food choices? And the starting point was the major food paradoxes. We have too much, but we still have too little. So much hunger, so much waste, dying from food, dying from hungry. How can we make people feel affected by these problems? How can we create empathy? So I think that storytelling is a powerful tool. It provides facts, knowledge, awareness, and indeed it provides empathy. People relate to stories. So the idea was to make an edible book because only if we have information, we can value the product. So this is a disruptive way to present the food paradoxes, not only by reading information, but actually by eating it and experiencing it through your senses. So the idea was to create and gain a critical understanding about food. And the concept was this: the world is hungry for empathy, for love, and for respect. The world is hungry for a change where food is the drive, art is the messenger, and knowledge is the force for this project. So since I went to create a book, I started to research how to present food items configured as pages, and through the ingredients, relate the pages with the presented food paradoxes. So each ingredient symbolizes a paradox somehow. How does this work? It all starts with the food experience. It's the public presentation of the book, and the book is served as food, where you can experience it through your senses. So first you taste the book, only in the end you can read it. And what you'll read is related to what you have experienced and tasted. So the experience is divided into 4 moments that match the 4 chapters of the book. And they are divided according to the different paradoxes. Detachment, scarcity, excess, and attachment. So in the beginning, all the participants receive a briefing, and the briefing is this. People are asked to eat the book in order to feed themselves with knowledge so they can discuss and maybe be creative with some major solutions for the food paradoxes. So this also allowed the experience to be more inspirational and fun and not anguished. So the table was set, bookmarks, pens and pencils instead of cutlery, and people were asked to write down their feelings, problems, guessing flavors, really getting into deep connection with food and with this moment in a creative and sensorial way. Before each moment, a storyteller read a script to introduce the theme of the moment. In the first moment, we talked about detachment, where we allowed ourselves to waste 1/3 of the worldwide production of food. So the theme was waste and food waste. Fruits and vegetables are the most wasted resource. So they were the stars of this first moment, like beetroot leather, carrot leather, mango leather, leek, dehydrated. So all vegetables compose this first moment that talked about waste. Here we talk about cereals, and we waste almost 30% of cereals that we produce, and 40% of this production is used to feed animals. So bread was the star of this moment. Thin leaves or sheets of wheat bread, chickpea floured bread, and sesame seed crackers. And people were asked to share, to taste, to guess the flavors and ingredients in a creative and fun mood, so they can be inspired and not anguished by the data they are being provided with about scarcity and everything. So the last moment was excess, because sugar is the modern diet enemy. It's presenting 80% of the supermarket products, and we are dying more from food excess than by scarcity. So these pages were made of cotton candy meringue. It was really excessive, and chocolate. And finally, we talked about attachment. Food is nowadays expectation, way of life. It's a trend, it's status. We see food as a form of entertainment when in reality, our hunger is for friendship and fun. And we are attached to food and detached from the emotions. And this moment symbolizes that. People had the chance to connect to their senses and appreciate food in a critical, fun, and creative way. And they are now more aware of the food paradoxes and the impact our actions and choices have in the food systems. So in the end of this experience, the book itself was presented, and people get to know the real numbers and facts and the story behind food in a book. So people can read the actual book. It has a wooden cover with a leather sticker to protect the book and the food items, because I wanted to insert some food items in between some pages, properly closed, of course, for future consumption or just for future memory. So this is a way to remind of the experience and what was told in the experience and what our senses felt in the experience. So this book tells a story of an evolved, brilliant, high-tech society that really needs to learn to eat again, returning to the use of the senses, to instincts, to the primary relationship with food is fundamental to our relationship with the systems. So like hunter-gatherers, the senses are the only thing that protect us, and knowledge is the only thing that saves us. So maybe a book won't save the world, but by reading it, maybe we as society, we might still do it. So thank you very much for your attention.
Great. Thank you very much for sharing all these projects.
Thank you, Maria, as well. I don't know if we have time to finish the presentation of Conceiçao, but probably no. So thank you very much for all your presentations, and that's it.
Yeah, thanks everyone for presenting. This project for sure will have an impact in the industry. And let's go to the next session. So have a great day all. And thanks everyone for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you.